Hello everyone, my name is Lata from ABES Engineering College, AIML department, and today we are going to discuss about HTML. Let's take a quick look at what all we are going to discuss. We're going to take a brief introduction of what HTML is. Then we will be discussing different formatting tags, following which we'll learn about links and then tables, and thereafter how to add list in an HTML web page. Let's get quickly started. Now, what is HTML? Basically, it is a language for describing web pages. How a web page is going to look, what are going to be its design, where the image will be, what will be the font size, font style. The overall designing part is being done by this language. It also stands for hypertext markup language. Right, basically it's not a programming language, it is a markup language. And the markup tag describes how text should be displayed. Let's say I want to make a text to be bold. So I will use the bold tag to make my text look bolder on the web browser screen. Now, HTML markup tags are usually called HTML tags. It is it is used with the angle brackets. You write HTML and then you add these angle brackets around it. Right. It normally comes in pairs. That is a starting tag and a end tag. A start tag looks like this, right, without a backslash, and the ending tag is there with a backslash. Once you want to apply that style, let's say bold, I write this B tag. Then after that, I'll write the text on which I want to apply this style to, and then I will close the tag. Right. So the start and end tags are also called the opening and closing tags. Moving forward, what is an HTML file? Right. It's basically a text file with HTML tags. And when you save this file, you have to save it with .htm or .html. Now, where to create this file? You can simply use any notepad or a Visual Studio, or if you want to go for an online option, online tool, you can use REPL.it. There are multiple tools available. Alright. So an HTML file is often called a HTML document or a web page also. Moving forward, let's discuss some basic HTML tags. Now, this is the basic structure of the HTML web page, wherein you write the HTML tag, then the body section is there. The content of the body element is displayed in whatever the content you're going to write in this body tag is going to be displayed in the browser. Move like this. See, here I wrote this text. This text is going to be displayed as it is in my output screen, just like this. Moving forward, let's discuss about paragraphs. Let's say I want to write an article in my web page which comprises of multiple paragraphs. So I can write the complete text of one paragraph inside these paragraph brackets, and it will break down the complete text into different paragraphs. Yeah. Now let's move forward to another topic, that is HTML headings. Now the HTML provides us with a range of headings, that is from H1 to H6. Now the H1 defines the largest heading and the H6 defines the smallest heading. And this again has to come in the opening and closing tags. Whatever text you want to be in a particular heading has to be in the H tag, that is heading tags. And the size as per your choice. If you want to be a bigger one, you can choose from H1 to H2, whatever size is feasible for you. Or if you want a very small heading, then you can go for H5, H6, like this. See, it is going to be the resultant. So HTML automatically displays an empty line before and after headings. Please note that. See, the heading tag comes in the body section, right? So in the once you open the body tag, inside this you can mention the heading tag and whatever text you want to add. Thereafter, closing tags are also required. and then you can close the body tag. And this is something going to be the output. So we use the heading tags only for headings and don't use them to make something big or bold. You can use another tags like big, bold for that purpose. Now let's say I'm writing any text, but I do not want it to be a paragraph, but I want a break in between that, right? A break within a paragraph only. What to do in that case? I can use line break, right? We can use the BR tag if you want a line break, basically a new line without starting a new paragraph. So inside a paragraph, if I write this is, and then I insert a break, now a para will be written in the next line, right? That is the use of line breaks. You can also add line breaks if you want to add the text after the image. Moving forward, let's come discuss something about the HTML links. Right. Basically, the HTML uses a hyperlink to link with another document on the web or to link it with any other website. So to do that, we use the anchor tag. What's that? Let's discuss. So now basically we can create links using text or images. We can create a hyperlink for text wherein the text is going to act as a hyperlink or an image which is going to act as a hyperlink. Right. Now here, uh, if you see, I have an anchor tag. Now this anchor tag is giving a reference to a particular web page, that is lastpage.html. Right. So when you click on this text, which is inside the anchor tag, it is going to take you to the lastpage.com HTML. We can also link your web page to another website. For that, in the reference section, you need to give the path of the same, the web address of the same, right? Then the particular text will take you to another website on the web. Moving forward, see, this is how it is going to look at the output screen. Basically, when you're going to click on this particular text, it is going to take you a page on the website on like connecting two different web pages, or if you the previous one wherein you wanted to go to Microsoft.com, this second link is going to take you to that. Moving forward, I can also make one image as a hyperlink, right? So I can add the image in between the anchor tags, right? So I mention the anchor tag, I mention the path to which I want to move to, and after that, I add an image. And after adding an image, I need to close the anchor tag thereafter. Doing this will make this particular image as a hyperlink which is going to take me to lastpage.html. Like this. If I click on this particular image, it will take me to a web page with the path of which I have given in the reference section of the anchor tag. Moving forward, the anchor tag and the href tag attribute. So the HTML uses the anchor tag to create a link to the another document as we have seen, right? An anchor tag can point to any source on the web, an HTML page, an image, a sound file, a movie, anything, right? Now let's move further and discuss what are HTML tables. Yeah, if I want to display my data in a tabular format, in that case, I will use the table tag, right? Now let's take an example uh, where you can see HTML tables. Now here, each table is going to start with a table tag. Now depending on how many rows and columns I want, uh, different TR and TD tags will be used. Now what are TR and TD tags? TR stands for table row and TD stands for table column. Right. Let's see this example. See here I am opening the table tag. Right. I'm adding one border. I want the border to be of the width 1, right? This is an attribute for this tag. Then I want one row. And in that one row, I only want one column. In that case, I will only write one TD, that is one column, and then I'll simply close the row and I'll close the table as well. Let's say I want a table in which I want one row and three columns. In that case, I'll open the tr tag. I'll have td tags, multiple td tags, three td tags. Then I'll close the tr tag and then I'll close the table tag, right? Then I'll close the table tag. Let's say I want to have two rows and three columns. What to do in that case? In that case, I'll open two tr tags and in each tr tag, I'm going to mention three td tags. Why? Because two rows and three columns. And thereafter, I'll close the table tag. See, this is going to be the output, right? One column and then one rows and three columns, two rows and three columns. This means one tr tag, again one tr tag with three td tags, then two tr tags and three td tags in each one. Moving forward, if I want to add borders, I want a thick border, then I'll go for a higher level of number like 8. If I want a thinner border, I'll go with 1. This is how I create very thick borders if I need, or a simple border as per my need. I will mention that in the attribute of the table tag, that is border, and mentioning the number. More the number will be, more will be the thickness. Like this. Initially I mentioned 1, so it is a thin border. Then I mentioned 10, the border is more thicker. Then I go for 16, it's with a very thick border. Moving forward, I want to give headings in my table, right? So it is defined in the th tag. In the first row, I want to give one heading, then I'll mention it in the first heading part. Another heading will be in the next th tag. Th stands for table heading. How it's going to look? Like this. See, I had two headings in the first row, so it is by default going to look in a bolder text as compared to the other text in the other rows and columns of the table. Now let's say I want to give a caption to demonstrate what my table represents. I can do that right before starting any row. Just after the table tag, in the caption, I will add any title I want to give my table to. Let's say I'm forming a timetable. So in the caption section, I can write timetable, right? And it will be displayed at the title of the table, right? Moving forward, let's say I want to add a background color or a background image to a table, right? What to do in that case? Again, in the attribute section of the table chart, I will mention the BG color to any color I want. Let's say red, right? Or let's say I want to add an image. So in the same manner, I can write that in the attribute section of the table. I will mention background and the path of the image. It will give me any particular color to my table or any particular background image to my table. Now let's move forward and discuss HTML list. Now HTML supports three types of list: ordered list, unordered list, and definition list. Unordered list is the one. Unordered list is the one wherein you see your list items in no particular order, just in bulleted points or let's say circle or this whatever style that you have chosen. How to create a list? Inside the body tag, you open the UL tag. UL stands for unordered list, right? And mention all the items that you want to add in the list. Each item is enclosed inside the li tag, that is list item tag, with the opening and closing tags. Once I'm done adding all the items in my list, I can close my UL tag. This is going to give me the output like this, right? Moving forward in ordered list, I can create a list which has a particular order. A slight difference that rather than UL, I will mention OL. OL as an ordered list. Then again, all the items I will add in the li tag. And once I have added all the items, I can close the UL tag. This will give me an output like this. Let's say I want to create a list in which I have a the definition and the description attached to it. How do that? We can use definition lists, right? In which we can add as DL, that is definition list. Then the title of the definition can be enclosed in the DT tag, and the description of that particular title will go in the DD tag. Once I'm done adding all the definitions, I can close the definition list. It looks like this. This is the title and this is the description. Now there are different types of ordered list as well. Right. Let's say I want to go with numbered list. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I want to go for capital letters ABC. So in the type attribute of the OL tag, I mention capital A. It will look like this. Right. Or I want to go for small letters. Then again in the type section, I'll mention small a. It will look like this. Let's say I want to go for Roman numbers. I will in the type section, I will mention capital Roman numbers like this. And if I want to go for small Roman numbers, the same I'll mention in the type section, and it will look like this. Moving forward, we have different types of unordered list also. In the type section, I can go for this like this. I can go for circle like this. I can go for squares like this, right? So that is all about adding list in the HTML web page. That is all for this session. We'll be discussing some more exciting designing tags in the upcoming section. Thank you so much.